The Georgia election workers who won a defamation suit against Rudy Giuliani will soon get control of his Manhattan penthouse apartment, as well as many of his valuable possessions. Channel 2's Wendy Corona is live in the Satellite News Center with details on this ruling by a federal judge. Wendy, these items, and this all stems from the false claims made after the 2020 election.
That's right, those defamation claims. And just last year, Giuliani was ordered to pay nearly $150 million to Shaye and Rudy Freeman for lying about their activities during the 2020 presidential election. Well, a judge ruled today the former New York City mayor needs to hand over his most valuable possessions in just a matter of days.
Called me screaming at the top of her lungs like, Shaye, Shaye, oh my God, Shaye, just freaking me out.
That was Shaye Moss in an appearance before the January 6th committee. She said her life and her mother's were both turned upside down after Rudy Giuliani singled them out and accused them of tampering with ballots counted at State Farm Arena in the 2020 election. Ruby Freeman described how she was advised by FBI agents to move out of her home in order to stay safe.
They did not want me to be at home because of all the threats and everything that I had gotten. They didn't want me to be there in fear of, the people would come into my home.
The two women won a defamation judgment against Giuliani last year, and he was ordered to pay them nearly $150 million. On Tuesday, a federal judge ordered Giuliani to turn over all of his valuable possessions to Moss and Freeman, and that includes his Manhattan penthouse, his furniture, a collection of watches, sports memorabilia, including a signed Joe DiMaggio jersey, and a 1980 Mercedes-Benz once owned by Hollywood star Lauren Bacall. The women are also entitled to $2 million in legal fees the Trump campaign still owes him. And so Rudy Giuliani has 1 week to turn over most of what he owes to Moss and Freeman. The judge has not decided yet whether Giuliani will be allowed to keep a Palm Beach, Florida condominium that he also owns. A hearing about that property is scheduled for next week. We'll let you know what happens. For now, live in the Satellite News Center, Wendy Corona, Channel 2 Action News.
When I heard the news yesterday that Rudy Giuliani would have to turn over his prized possessions and his apartment and his cars and all of that to Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss for the lies that he unleashed after the 2020 election, I laughed a little bit inside. But then you sit back and you think about all of the toxicity and poison that has been released into the world because of Trump and his sycophants. And it's quite wild, especially since Rudy Giuliani had an esteemed career in New York. He had his own career and legacy. He was a lawyer, now disbarred in New York, but he gave all of that up for Donald Trump. He kissed the ring for Donald Trump and basically lost his whole life and legacy. Donald Trump still owes him $2 million in legal fees. So these women are still owed the $2 million that Trump is not going to pay him because Trump doesn't pay his bills. But these people still went to bat for him and went to bat hard. So many of his super fans have lost their finances, like Giuliani, like these people that are going to jail because of January 6th. They've lost family members because they're in a cult. They've lost their freedom because they've gone to jail. And these people are still willing, if they're not felons, like Trump is a felon, they still would be willing to vote for him. It's wild that so many people are facing consequences of their actions, but Trump has yet to face any consequence, and he still gets to run for president. All of these people should feel dumb as hell for all that they were willing to give up for Trump, and Trump is not faced any consequences. The things that Rudy Giuliani has to give up makes me laugh. Reading through this definitely made me chuckle because you know that these are his prized possessions. And these women probably don't want this, but it's the principality. It's the principality, Smokey. Okay, so the things he has to give up. His apartment on East 66th Street. He has to give up all fees owed for services rendered in 2020 and 2021. He has to give up all his money that he made in 2020 and 2021. He has to give up all the cash in his checking accounts held at Citibank. He has to give up his Mercedes-Benz model year 1980 That's the year I was born. Like a 40-some-odd-year-old car. You know that's his prized possession. He has to give up his furniture. So they're going to be putting their feet up on his couch, his TV, sports memorabilia, signed Reggie Jackson picture, signed Yankee Stadium picture, signed Joe DiMaggio shirt. Y'all know his heart is breaking. He's probably going to really be heartbroken because of this. Ugly cry, ugly cry. So he has to give up costume jewelries, diamond ring, watches. Well, all of these watches. That's a lot of watches. I wonder how much these watches are worth. We don't know. But these women will be able to hawk them and make some money. All right. But he deserves it. Him and all the people that were like him, that were spreading lies, deserve everything that's coming to them and more. Him, Trump, all of the January 6th people that stormed the Capitol, they all deserve this. They had everything snatched away because of the things that they put these people through. This woman and her mother were simply doing their jobs. They were doing their jobs and counting votes. And like the cult of MAGA, they don't think. They're just like attack, like some zombies. And so they really came after these women who were simply doing their job. And I really hope that these women get this couch, put on these watches that's going to be too big, and then just put their feet up and snap some photos. I really hope that they just take some rides in that 1980 Mercedes-Benz for all that Trump and Giuliani put them through simply because Trump couldn't get over the fact that he lost. The fact that his sycophants couldn't just calm it down. They had to kiss the ring of Donald Trump. All right, y'all. You guys weigh in. What was the funniest part of this? Just let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
The lies Rudy Giuliani told about me and my mommy after the 2020 presidential election have changed our lives. And the past few years has been devastating. The flame that Giuliani lit with those lies and passed to so many others to keep that flame blazing changed every aspect of our lives. Our homes, our family, our work, our sense of safety, our mental health, and we're still working to rebuild. As we move forward and continue to seek justice, our greatest wish is that no one, no election worker or voter or school board member or anyone else ever experiences anything like what we went through. You all matter and you are all important.
Today's a good day. A jury stood witness to what Rudy Giuliani did to me and my daughter and held him accountable, and for that I'm thankful. Today is not the end of the road. We still have work to do. Rudy Giuliani was not the only one who spread lies about us, and others must be held accountable too. I want people to understand this. Money will never solve all of my problems. I can never move back into the house that I called home. I will always have to be careful about where I go and who I choose to share my name with. I miss my home, I miss my neighbors, and I miss my name. Faith is what carried us through the most difficult years of my life. And faith will carry you through hardships that you face in life.